and Red Knight parents and Red Knight fans. My name is Mark Peterson and I teach AP Research. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Red Knight Biomed. I try to post lots of good stuff of students doing work, and so you can see what's going on in class all the time. So this is going to be a screencast that I'm going to do a couple of things. Number one, talk you through the course, and then number two, talk you through PowerSchool learning. Probably the PowerSchool learning will be the easiest part of what we're going to do today. So, AP Research Biomed 3 is based upon the Quest formula, and this comes from the College Board. So this is a format that the College Board has put together for this research course. So question, understand, evaluate, synthesize, and transmit. So last year in AP Seminar, Biomed 2, we used this as well. So it should not be unfamiliar to students anyway. All right, now this course starts with a question, a big question probably. And your job, hopefully you've done some of this over the summer, is to focus that question. So you start with the big idea and you're going to try to trim it down. And hopefully you've done that through reading and reading and reading and creating some type of annotated bibliography. You've written about that in your prep journal, which you have a copy of, or maybe you've made that annotated bibliography in the prep folder, which you should have created for me in Google Drive and shared with me. And I believe that almost all of you have done that. We'll get that done very quickly if you haven't done already. Anyway, the idea of this course is, look at this puzzle. What's missing, right? There's some information that's missing. And so your job, and this is really the challenge, to come up with that focused question, to figure out what that gap in knowledge is about. That's really, if you have a great question, the rest of the course is easy. Easy enough said. But coming up with a great question is really challenging. And we have a goofy timeline this year because we have one semester's worth of time jammed into a quarter. So really going to have to hit the ground running and hopefully hit it hard very quickly. Your question is going to culminate with something called an inquiry proposal form that you're all going to present with me, and it's going to be a fluid document. So I really doubt that you're going to have this hammered out the first time you bring it to me and we talk about it. So this inquiry proposal form is really going to help you focus your question, think about what research you're going to want to do, maybe outside experts, all kinds of things like that. So one of the things that we'll talk about is the procedure, but then also the IRB, Institutional Review Board. So if we're doing work with animals, if we're doing work with people, then we need to have some conversations and make sure everything is safe and above board. And then eventually in that inquiry proposal form, we're going to have to come up with the materials and a method. And that could be something you create from scratch, or a materials and methods list you borrow from someone else that you've read about over the course of the summer, right? And then it's the business of doing it. So then we run the experiment. We do it safely. This might happen this quarter. Maybe it's going to happen second quarter. But Mr. Peterson, I'm not in AP Research second quarter. Yeah, well, you might have to do some time, and that's what's going to be challenging, or one of the challenges of this year. So we're going to have to just run the experiment. Then you're going to get some data, right? What are you going to do with that? Well, then we're going to do some analysis, make some graphs, look for some patterns and trends, and then maybe come up with a conclusion or a solution to that. So what is that all going to lead into? That's going to lead into a paper that's 4,000 to 5,000 words, 4,000 to 5,000 words, not 4 to 5,000 words. That needs to be done by the beginning of April, because it's going to upload at the end of April. But you're going to need that paper to get ready for your presentation, which is going to be about 15 minutes long, with another 5 minutes or so saved for an oral defense. So myself, any experts that you have acquired along the way, maybe some faculty or staff would be interested in your presentations, and you'll have the list of questions just like we saw in AP Seminar Biomed 2 last year. All right? So that's the course in a hurry. And believe me, you got to be in a hurry to get going on this right away first quarter. All right, we're looking for that, again, that business of trying to fill in that gap in knowledge. All right, so now let's take a look at Power School Learning. So you've landed on this. I've enrolled all of you, so you should have access to this. On the left-hand side, you'll see that there's the home page, the AP Research course information, the AP Research performance task information, and then the last one, AP Research workbook. Don't worry about that so much. That's just a place right now where I've put some work that you're going to be doing as we go through the course. So the home page, its job is to do a couple of things. Number one, where's the Dropbox? It's right here. So right now you can see I already have something assigned, and that's called a CER, Claim Evidence and Reasoning. It's about cancerous patients. And you'll notice it's in the Dropbox, right? It also shows up in the upcoming activities over on the right-hand side, right? So there's some redundancy. There's some redundancy to this just to make sure you know where to turn things in. We'll talk about this in Power School, but you're always going to use the Google universe. Never going to upload anything from Microsoft Word, Excel, from Pages. It's always going to be a Google document. And if you don't know how to convert those, we'll learn that really quickly. All right, so this is an important page because it has the assignment Dropbox on it and kind of a calendar, kind of a running calendar of assignments, right? On the AP course information page, on the right-hand side has my contact info. There's a phone number that I see is wrong because I have a new one, so you're going to see that. Don't use that one. It has a link to my Zoom class, which we will use. It has the syllabus, and it has that very fine, it looks like Power School Learning, there's a video. Well, that's where this video is going to go. And then also down below, there's a list of important dates that really we're going to have to keep an eye on the time. The third block on the left-hand side that's really important is the AP Research performance task information, right? So there's the description, and we'll go through that. There's a rubric and scoring guide. It's pretty holistic, so I think it's easy to understand. The oral defense questions are right there. There's a copy of the inquiry proposal form. Over on the right-hand side are some samples. Those are samples from the past couple, 3 years of papers, as well as their scoring guides. So you can kind of see what the College Board is looking for. Don't think I'm going to print those out, but those are there for you to use. I might have some of those printed out, so if you're curious, you can grab those from me. All right, Red Knight Biomeders, I look forward to working with you all school year long. So this is going to be something that starts in first quarter. Maybe there's a gap in second quarter. I don't like to think about that. But then third quarter, we're right back at it. And actually your presentation, your paper, we're actually doing fourth quarter. So this is going to rely on your independence and your drive. And the key to that really comes down to your question and what a great question you're going to come up with. I don't have any doubt that it's going to be an amazing school year. It's going to have challenges, but life does, and that's going to be good for all of us. So that's what this course is about. That's what Power School is about. All right, we'll see you soon, Red Knights.